They let me in the building on Morning Joe yesterday, Stephanie. That's how upside down the world is.
Yeah, I'll say.
And they say, look, we elected a president, not a saint.
He's a flawed vessel.
He's going to protect us. And we know he's not perfect. He has problems with character and everything else. So what do you make of what we're seeing from many of the pulpits in this country now, which is now explicit politics?
With respect, Donald Trump did not win the hearts and minds of Christianity in this country by promising to do a single thing Christ commands in the Gospels. He didn't say, I'm going to do all that our Lord commands of us. He promised them power. He said, I'll put you first. You know, Satan offered Jesus all that you can see, and Jesus said, no, thank you. I'll take up the cross instead. But a lot of these folks like the deal, and he played up the persecution narrative. You've been so besieged, so under siege, you're so under attack, I will put you first. And that's very seductive. But I ask my right-wing brothers and sisters all the time, and the callers to my SiriusXM show, please tell me one gospel teaching of Christ this guy has fought for.
Exactly. Hey, guess what I have this week? I have a special guest quote for you, because before Sir John Fugelsang was a New York Times bestselling author, he was a baby VJ on VH1.
I remember that.
Yeah, when he was like 7, or he looked 7. Okay, so who said, I've lived 82 years on this earth, and this is the first time I've ever witnessed people delighting in the suffering of others so openly, so proudly, and even recording it for the world to see. Who said that?
82 years old? Madonna.
Madonna is not 82.
No, I'm sorry.
She's close.
Sir Mick Jagger.
Oh.
There you go. God bless him. I'm glad. So this is what it takes for Mick to get political. I'll take it. Great. You know, I mean, more, please. Springsteen can't do all of this, folks. Where are the big stars? Come on now. This is the time. I mean, they're not going for undocumented immigrants. They're rounding up citizens. They're doing this to American citizens because they believe in their bones they can get away with doing this to American citizens who are brown.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. And there's nothing about this that is evident in the Constitution, in the law, or in the New Testament. I mean, these folks are haters. And it'd be easy to just say, let it self-destruct. But people are getting hurt. I mean, these Democrats, they shut down the government. They did it because they're trying to throw up to 20 million people off of Medicaid. And for some reason, the media won't tell folks, when you throw 20 million low-income disabled people off health care, when they need to see a doctor, they're going to show up at the local emergency room, and you are going to fit the bill. That is the socialism that Donald Trump is pushing on us right now.
You and your scampy little book, sir, you have showed up at a very inconvenient time for them to call out
I know.
the teachings of Jesus, and that everything they do is antithetical to the teachings.
They let me in the building on Morning Joe yesterday, Stephanie. That's how upside down the world is.
Yeah, I'll say.
About the commandments of Christ.
We can talk about so much. Why don't we focus right now on what we're seeing on TV every day, and that is how illegal immigrants are being treated with a lack of compassion, with the anger, with the rage, with the mistreatment. It seems to me you can hold two truths, at the same time. One, we should protect our border. We should make sure that people who get here legally. At the other time, we need to show compassion, though. And you go to the heart of the New Testament, where the disciples ask Jesus, who are we to love? When Jesus says, you're not only to love your enemies, you need to love your neighbor as yourself. And then the disciples say, who are our neighbors? And Jesus, what does Jesus do? He tells the story of the Good Samaritan. The Good Samaritan, of course, a Samaritan, the most hated.
He was the minority you were allowed to hate back then.
Right. He was a minority you were allowed to hate. And when a Jewish priest walked by and didn't help the beaten Jewish man, when other travelers walked by, it was the Samaritan. It was the Samaritan who helped the beaten Jewish man. And not only that, took him to and said, take care of him. I'll be back and I will pay you for whatever expense. It is what we're seeing today is the antithesis of that lesson and the heart of the gospel of Jesus Christ. It just is, if you read the red letters.
He deliberately makes a religious authority the bad guy in the story, and the despised foreign minority you're allowed to hate is the hero of it. But I go even beyond that. Look, I'll be the first to say I'm not here calling for amnesty or open borders. That was Ronald Reagan. But it's the criminalization of migrants, calling them illegals. I call them Christian refugees because it infuriates the right people.
How have you found the reaction? Because I know you were saying early on, the right wing does it's like, la, 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 we don't want to hear this message,
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Well, I really thought I'd have an easier time getting booked on right-wing shows. I really thought they'd have me on, but they're terrified of this because I'm talking about what's actually in the Bible and how right-wing Christianity does not give a damn about the stuff Jesus says, and they don't really care about religious freedom, and they're not interested in fighting Satan. Right-wing Christianity has one religion, and it is earthly power. That is all they care about. They have to be better than someone else.
And John,
someone's got to be below them. That's their whole spirituality. So right-wing TV has been terrified of talking about this book, but I am so grateful for all of the wonderful podcasts and radio shows, and lately a few cable TV news shows that are having me on to talk about it.
Yeah.
And, Ali Velshi and The Daily Show, I mean, some of them just have me on to tell jokes about Trump, but when they let me go deep on the book, people are responding. And this is what I said for years. There's so many folks who were raised religious, raised Christian in this country, and now they call themselves spiritual because they're embarrassed because the word Christian has become synonymous with this meanness, this cruel strain of American culture that uses Jesus as a prop, legislates against his teachings, and has a bunch of people just worshiping their own piety. It's awful, and it's not Christian, and I'm proud that I'm just so grateful, Steffi. Every day I have atheists tell me, this book validates my whole worldview, and I've had Christians tell me, this book validates my whole worldview. And I wrote it for believers and non-believers alike.
Can I just make a point of saying that I've been letting you go deep for many, many years?
Stephanie has been letting me go deep, quite. I'm not.
There's no other way John Fugelsang can go. There's no other way he can go because of the depth of his knowledge, the depth and
my knowledge,
width.
yes.
The width.
Not that my knowledge plant any flags, though. All my deep knowledge, Stephanie, other men have gone there before, much deeper than me.
You have girth and length of knowledge. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you. Yes, my knowledge is thick, and yes, and full of metaphor that gets pushed a little too far.
Now, John, are you also? Let's just end on this.
It's too early for this kind of innuendo, lady. There's people with traumatized kids in their car right now.
Some people are just getting up with morning wood.
Hey, God. So, if you have loved ones that you vehemently disagree with, what has worked? Maybe humor. To break through and have this discussion. By the way, this book is in its fourth week on the bestseller list, so it's breaking through. What have you learned?
Well, I always think that even if you aren't going to ever sway them, and you probably won't, right? People have to grow on their own. But if you have this relative or this coworker in your life who is very fixed in this toxic Christianity, and it's all about the hate, and it's all about the superiority of their clique, I find that if you engage them on Scripture, even if they don't agree with you, they'll appreciate that you took the time to discuss what's in the Bible. I always believe you get a lot farther showing your uncle that Jesus was not an immigrant-hating homophobe than if you just haul off and call your uncle an immigrant-hating homophobe.
Right. There's that.
And you may be able to win over their wives and the kids and everybody else at the cookout. You probably won't win over them.
John brings it out.
These are nice people.
These are nice people. John, so are you as bothered by this coverage of this Middle East non-peace deal that was Biden's deal that Trump took credit for, that has fallen apart as we knew it would within less than 24 hours? And can I just say, Andrew Weinstein said Donald Trump pardoned the Camp Auschwitz guy, dined with Holocaust deniers, and said any Jewish person that votes for Democrats hates their religion. The young Republicans' chat isn't a coincidence; it's a culture. I mean, that's why J.D. Vance
is defending it, by the way. That's why J.D. is jumping in front of the bullet to defend those young racists, as only J.D. can. J.D. Vance, who willfully spread a racist lie about innocent Haitians eating pets, a man who buries his face in the lap of a racist he once called Hitler, wants all of you woke anti-racists to stop criticizing these lovable, fully grown adult racists over their harmless pro-Nazi racism. I think we all need to stay alive as long as possible just to watch J.D. Vance's kids grow up and discover who their dad really is.
Ugh.
I mean, it's so disgusting. These were adults. And mark my words, Steffi, some of these people in this chat you'll never see again, but there will be people in this chat who are going to say that they were victims of the woke mob, and they will run for elective office. And I predict at least one of them will have a job in this White House before we get to the midterms.
All right,
You'll see.
one of the commandments, of course, is thou shalt not steal, and yet my sister stole my copy of Separation of Church and Hate, and John Fugelsang, my personal comedy Jesus, sent me another one, and that is my
Simon
weekend.
and Schuster do? Okay, good. I called them. I told them. Send Steffi another one, please.
Thank you, sir. That's my weekend
Not
reading.
going to read the Bible, but maybe she'll read my comic book of the Bible, so please.
Right, it's religion for dummies. That's
it's the Bible Cliff Notes.
Yeah.
I want you to read this book at some point and tell me your thoughts, Steffi. I want to get your thoughts on the LGBTQ chapter and the abortion chapter and the feminism chapter. Just read those chapters and give me your thoughts.
I will read the whole thing. Bella's little sister didn't read, what is it?
To Kill a Mockingbird.
To Kill a Mockingbird, and then called her last minute, called Bella, like, what's it about?
Like, I need to write an essay on Friday.
Funny.
I'm going to do all the reading, I swear to God.
That is so funny. That's how Donald Trump was when he had to do interviews about Art of the Deal. Yeah. He had to call the ghostwriter and say, please, give me Cliff Notes.
Just watch the trailer of the movie. Okay. All right. Love you, John. See you next week.
Can I just say, Zoran Mamdani, this guy, watch the debate tonight, everybody.
Yeah.
Watch the debate tonight. This guy can talk policy and be warm like Obama and Buttigieg. This guy stands up to Trump. This guy brings people together. He's the most popular candidate with young people in New York mayoral primary history.
We just played
I
him.
can see why Democrats want to keep him at arm's length, but check him out for
We
yourself
just played
tonight.
him on Fox News, and he was
That's
great.
right.
Fox made a huge mistake having
great.
him on because he was terrific. So anyway.
That's right. He was terrific, and he's humane, and he's so freaking likable. And he turned to the camera and made an address to Donald Trump, which was smart, because now so many more people will watch tonight's debate, and I hope your deeply attractive listeners will as well.
Thank you very much, John, you big suck-up. We love you. We'll see.
Love you guys.
I wanted to talk to you both, Yahweh and Yesh, because I wrote a book, and it's about you guys, but it's really about some of your fans. The mean ones, the racist ones, the homophobe ones, the ones who don't like women. You guys come off really well in the book. Jesus, you come off really good in this book.
Yeah, I've heard that when people talk about the Bible, they tell me that God, you come off really well.
Said no one ever.
Jesus comes off really well. Yeah, no, God, you're very impressive, God. I don't want to say the wrong thing, but you there's some moments, Almighty, where you're kind of the alcoholic stepgod, if you know what I'm saying. But Jesus, he's chill throughout, like he's proof of evolution.
But John, people have been twisting my message, right? And that's what this book is about.
It really is, Jesus. I mean, I've gone through this book of yours many times. You never said anything against the gays. You never said anything against women having to be forced to be pregnant. I mean, you're not against abortion. You're against the death penalty, Jesus. I know that. You're like your dad in that you tell us to welcome the stranger.
Yeah. I mean, the right people are twisting my message left and right, and we can't take it anymore. So we're so excited to have this book, a really rock-solid resource to show people what the Bible actually says. And that's why we love you, John. You're spreading our true good word.
Simon & Schuster's Avid Reader Press presents Separation of Church and Hate, the bold, hilarious new book from John Fugelsang.